Today we're looking at spinal articulation, so how we can get micro movements along the full length of the 24 vertebrae of the spine. And one of the easiest and most enjoyable ways of doing that is in cat-cow. So we're going to start in a tabletop position, and there's no one set way to set your base here. It's good to actually explore different ways, sometimes hands wider, or maybe your wrists more comfortable with the hands further forward. So you can change that around. But just setting a base for today. And I'm just going to show you a couple to start with. So often when we see cat-cow, we might be inhaling to look forward, exhaling to round up. So if you watch me do a couple of these, you might notice that it's almost like my spine is moving in two parts with a hinge in the middle. And I might be inhaling forward, exhaling to round up, or the other way around. Okay, so that's one way of doing cat-cow, but we're doing it today with the purpose of getting more mobility along the joints of the spine, where they might tend to be a little bit stiffer. We want to try and get movement evenly and get every vertebrae moving as well as it can. And that's also going to get all the muscles along the spine moving and pliable as well. So to do that for today, there's different ways you can articulate, but we're going to start at the base of the spine and start by tipping the pelvis back into a posterior tilt. So you start to feel the lower back rounding up and seeing if you can feel as best as possible, vertebrae by vertebrae, there's this curling up. And then you feel how you can start to move into the mid-back under the lowest ribs. And using the tummy muscles, so there's a squeezing in and a firming of the muscles of the front body to help push these vertebrae up to the ceiling. All the way up, and then the head relaxes down. And then the first thing that's going to move is the pelvis, so lifting the sit bones up, so the lower back starts to drop down. And then squeezing the muscles along the spine to help push the vertebrae bit by bit away from each other, downwards, and then as you get to the thoracic spine, a sense of lengthening them forwards. The shoulders and shoulder blades act as scaffolding here, like a frame, so we're not letting the shoulder blades squeeze together particularly as we go forward. We're just pulling the spine through the shoulders, and then the neck spine lengthens as the last bit. And then again, tipping the pelvis only, feeling the lower back curl up, visualizing and feeling each vertebrae moving next to its neighbour, squeezing the front body muscles. Again, just watching the shoulder blades don't round too much, moving the spine through the shoulders, and let the head drop down. Last one, sit bones lift, squeezing the back muscles, noticing perhaps where it feels smoother, where it's harder to feel each bit, and pulling the upper spine through the arms. Then you could perhaps do one a little bit quicker. Okay, so that's really a slower movement and also really trying to engage muscles to help move the vertebrae one way and then the other. Another really great way to explore how to get as much mobility and movement out of your spine as possible along the whole length of your vertebrae is an assisted cat-cow. So Hannah's going to help me demonstrate this. So to start with, Hannah, if you could just do your normal cat-cow and just feel along your spine as you do that. So you're going to round up to the ceiling first and then move back the other way. Okay, maybe do one more. So you're just really feeling all along your spine what you notice, head down at the... So now I'm going to help Hannah to see if she can find a little bit more movement along the vertebrae of the spine. So I'm going to start with putting two fingers right at the base of your spine, okay? So if you round up your back a little bit, so the top parts of the spine have those knobbly bits on like a crocodile. So I'm pressing my two fingers into that knobbly bit at the base of the spine, So Hannah can push into my fingers there, just that bit, okay. Then I walk my fingers up to the next vertebrae, push into that, and then the next one. And the movement's going to be small as you focus on just that one vertebrae and trying to move it. And the fingers help to give you feedback to feel right into that one, push up, what you're pushing into. Going slow, head's not gone yet, a little bit more, well done. Okay, and then the head and neck can completely release down. Okay, so keeping the head all the way down and relaxed. We go back to the base, and then she's going to try and move the lower back away from my fingers this time. Pause, and again. So you're squeezing the muscles along either side of the spine here to help push down. And my fingers are just kind of guiding where to push down. Well done. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You're getting there, and then the head and neck can lift up as well. Okay, so that's one round, and you could do that a few times. So did that help you to feel any more movement in your spine? Yeah, and then maybe just do one rippling cat-cow. So starting here, round up again. Do a little bit faster, all the way, head down. Starting here again, sit bones lift. Don't let the head go yet. Pushing this down, 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 and the head comes up last. There you go. And then just do one on your own without any fingers walking along your back. And then back the other way. Okay, so that's one way just to have some feedback through somebody's hand on your back to help you start to articulate that tiny bit more. Another good way to explore spinal articulation is lying down on your back with knees bent. And again, just finding the base of the spine as the starting point, tipping the pelvis back, and slowly peeling the spine off the floor bit by bit by bit until you're up towards your shoulders as much as possible. And then pressing the spine back down bit by bit, almost feeling like your ribs curl in. Really slowly as you can, trying to feel each vertebrae making contact all the way down, and then let the lower back arch come back. So I think of peeling the spine off on the way up bit by bit, and on the way down it's almost like you've got kind of sticky tape on the back of each vertebrae and you're trying to stick each bit down firmly into the floor. So that's another way to feel spinal articulation, and you've got the feedback of the floor to help you there. The neck can't join in that one, and it's harder to get rounding up through the spine. It's not quite the same as cat-cow's full movement, but there's still lots of good articulating that can happen, and you can feel little bits. Another way to take that a bit further is to lift your feet up. So the feet could be up on a study chair or on a wall. I'm just going to dig my heels into the wall, and then same thing, start to peel myself up, and you can go a lot higher onto your shoulders, and then on the way down there's more weight kind of dropping into the spine. So this isn't for everybody. It might feel uncomfortable and not feel like a good move for now, but if it feels okay, and if you feel like you have enough support of strength from your legs, it's a good one, because those perhaps stickier, stiffer bit of vertebrae, you have a little bit of weight dropping into them that helps you to articulate and move the vertebrae separately all the way down, and then same thing, peeling off bit by bit by bit, and you can really feel that pressing of your spine into the mat. And then on the way down, you can feel a little bit more through the back, that pressing of the vertebrae downwards. And then when you're done, you're in a nice position to take a rest with your legs up the wall.